Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Memorial Day. Happy Monday to you. I pray that everything is well in your world. And if you are catching this recording on YouTube after the fact, after we have gone live, thank you. I appreciate you for coming on in here and thinking of a sister. And I'm going to wait for all those that are coming in live right now. Today, since it is a holiday, a vacation day, I am doing a double broadcast, so to speak, kind of maybe, here on Instagram as well. What's going on to all the folks on Instagram? I love saying hello to people. So I'm going to let folks roll on in. Before I start saying hello, I want to give a few announcements just to let you know and to remind you that I do individual readings as well as couples readings, as well as group readings. If you ever want to hire a sister via Zoom or in person in the Los Angeles area, I am available for a little while until I start gearing up for that gosh darn retreat. Y'all, I'm so incredibly excited to go to Costa Rica. I don't know what I feel like just screaming right now. I need to get to the jungles with the monkeys and everybody, the frogs and the gosh damn sloths and oh my God, it's so many beautiful, beautiful creatures. I want to be around more wild animals than human beings. How about that? Sometimes the wild animals are a whole lot more friendlier than human beings in the city. So I can't wait to get there. But hiya, girl, until then, or then after then, or whatever. Just reminding you. Also, go to my website if you want some details on that thing. At wordlifeastrology.com, or you and on Instagram, you can click the link in the bio. I'd greatly appreciate that thing there. Yo, on Instagram, if y'all not too familiar, every week I give y'all a little tidbit of a rundown if it doesn't come up on your what do you call that thing, that feed or whatever. After I do the feed, I come on over to to YouTube, and we do this thing we're about to do right now. I'm just giving you a little preview. So if you would like to see, and if this resonates with you, go on over to YouTube by clicking the link in my bio and join the family over there. Subscribe and like and get the lowdown every Monday and Friday. I do freestyle Fridays as well. However, some never, I have to admit, the village, I swear to gosh, the village on YouTube's gonna think a girl is crazy. I plumb forgot again this Friday. I had two readings and ended up getting distracted and doing some other things. And then some people came over and I was like, oh, well, I swear to goodness, I forgot to do Freestyle Fridays, but it is a freestyle. So I guess it's like, if spirit calls, it calls, he calls, she calls, and it happens. It happens. I totally forgot. So forgive me for anybody that was waiting. But here I is right now. And what we're going to do right now in our own sweet way is running down the weekly rundown. And then normally on Fridays, as I was saying in between my giggles, it's a freestyle. I do readings, I answer questions, come prepared with questions, not just about your chart, but just about astrology on a whole or spirituality on some level. I'd greatly appreciate that and would love to assist. So again, for those on Instagram, come on over to YouTube, subscribe and get the notification as to every Monday and Friday when I do come on, because I won't be doing this thing on Instagram often. I'm just doing it today so people can get a little bit of a little tidbit. A little tidbit of what your girl can do. What's up? Let me talk to the folks on YouTube first, because they are so incredibly loyal. What's going on, Zoe? What's going on, Free Nuts? What up, Z? How you doing, Sweet Tea and Cherry and Yaya and Katrina? Mary Hill is in the place to be. Did you go to St. John's University? And Art Clock is here. What's happening, everybody? I'm so glad y'all took the time. It is Memorial Day, and everybody is vacationing in their own way. So thank you, Anais. I appreciate that. Oh, sweet lady. So I appreciate y'all being here for sure, because you could be doing so many other things. I know it's about barbecue time, ain't it? So thank you for taking a moment and stopping and checking your girl out. Anais is in the place. Thank you for bigging me up on that couples reading. I love doing couples reading. To be quite honest with you, it's actually my favorite. Don't tell nobody. But I really, really love bringing love together and showing how people shine together and why they drew each other towards each other. It's a beautiful thing. Love, love, love is. Jessica is here. Who else is here? Maybe, possibly. I don't know if they're gone out. My mama is here on Instagram. You usually on YouTube. Hi, Celeste. Always Roots is here. I can't read the other names because they're all kind of bunched up together, so forgive me. Please make a comment if you like, if you want to be shouted out, shoot it out, shout it out, shit. First of all, I got Nazi Vaughn in my head now. She was over here the other day making fun of my verbiage, the way I use my words and the thing and how I pronounce. So I'm just going to say once and for all, I do not care if I pronounce words incorrectly sometimes. I have a degree. Yes, I don't have to prove that to nobody, but I actually, poetically speaking, know the words in my head and I just put it out to you. So if I flub up on a word or two, y'all, don't judge it. Don't judge a sister. Okay. Please don't. Please don't. That's just me in my own Yonkers way. It's all good. You get my poetics, cousin. Let's talk about this week, though. This week is kind of interesting, as I alluded to on Instagram real quick in about 4 minutes and 44 seconds. I tried to get it right on the 444, the ancestors number. But it's really interesting in the sense that there's no real standout. There's no real standout of power or positioning or understanding or leadership, so to speak, for that matter, because all in the sky there's a balance of the four elements: air, earth, fire, and water. And I want to break that down for us. By the way, just to let you know, on Instagram, make it over to YouTube, I'd appreciate that, and subscribe, please. But if you want to ask a question, please do so. Do it by placing the question mark in front of the sentence as well as behind the question so your girl can see it. All right, I'd appreciate that thing there. We're going to go through this week, and then I'm going to do a reading or two. If you put up the proper earth, good God, Sonja, the proper sun, moon, and rising sign. All right. Hello, Hannah Banana. I'm glad you made it in here and join us, and I hope this information resonates with you. Yo, today, Monday, the moon is in Libra. The moon has been in Libra for the past couple of days. We always like that, right? We always like when the moon is in Libra, because the moon in the Libra has to do with balancing out and pertaining to our partners, or I should say, putting more emphasis on our partnerships, also putting more emphasis on things that are planned. That's not the right word. The things that are fair and justice oriented. Before I go into that, though, I was about to talk about the elements, right? Let's go back to that. Rewind selector. Air, earth, fire, and water. The real power, the real genius in this universe behind air, earth, power, and water is that they all come with 4 different types of power in which we need. And we all may know that on some level. And you go, yeah, that's kind of simple. But do you really know that, how that translates to your personality and the energy that governs the sky, the world, your decisions, other people? It's like a dance oftentimes. When people are coming with fire, do you come with fire? Or do you come with water to try to douse that fire? When people come with air, do you come and try to put a whole bunch of earth on them? Or do you lay back and let their air blow away from you or around you? I'm speaking poetically for a reason, because this is how I teach in the Village Hut, by the way. Intuitive learning for all the Village Hut. The bottom line is as we see our universe around us, as we see the beautiful trees and the ocean and the birds and the bonfires and the way water flows, we see how they cohabitate in a way in which they give each other respect. That's the same for us, y'all. We need to learn, in my opinion, not just based on your sun sign, although that's included, but on all the signs, all the information that's within our natal chart. We need to know, in my opinion, as an astrologer, how to balance that thing out, how to have some type of respect for each and every element in our vicinity so we can what? Stay alive. How about that? Some basic, real basic shit. Please share this video if you like on Instagram and also on YouTube. If this information resonates with you, I'd greatly appreciate that. It's some good Memorial Day information. They can come in and out and get some of it on it. Get some of them on it. Get some of it on them. Good God, Sonya. All right. So the bottom line with the elements is that as long as we can dance and respect each other and love each other and know each other, give space for one another, we all can grow. Let me tell you what's happening. There's a lot of information in the sky that's begging us to do that thing. Mars is going crazy on some fiery Leo shit, blaring through, making us have energy to do whatever it is that we need to do. But oftentimes it can be a little haphazard, doesn't know where it wants to go. No is the key word. So you go to air. Air says, I know what's air in the sky right now. The sun. The sun is in Gemini, that knows all things, that will receive all information, that asks all the questions to say, where should we feel? How could we take this information and how should we feel about it? Oh, go to the water. The water is in Venus. The water is in Neptune. And it says, yo, use your imagination, use your passion. Venus is in Cancer right now. Neptune is in Pisces. Use your passion, use your imagination, use your sense for art and spirituality and watch the thing grow. Grow from what? Grow from the earth, which is Uranus and Jupiter, which is in Taurus. Both planets are in Taurus. You understand this? Which says, you know how we gonna grow? With that quality, with that money, with some quick changes, Uranus that needs to come around, with some awesome opportunities as Jupiter is giving them. Did I say that too fast? Y'all see how I went through those elements? Rewind selector. Come on over to YouTube if you need to rewind and see how I did that thing. It was quite poetic. I'm just going to say it was, you know what I mean? Sonya's good. I'm saying, but that's how we utilize. That's how we rock. Ask a question if you need to. Now we can begin with the week. The moon is in Libra today. Again, it is about partnerships, our emotional nature. And by the way, we're gonna be a little patient with those on Instagram today, y'all. For the village on on YouTube, I want to tell you the reason why I absolutely make it a point to mention where the moon is on every day is because the moon governs our emotional nature. The moon governs our response to things. The moon governs our karmic information in which we do our best not to blow up from, express from, but sometimes we do. Because karmically speaking, we haven't cleaned up all the energy that we needed to clean up from other lifetimes, you dig? So we talk about the moon because the moon goes out and governs everything, and then everything else kind of follows it, so to speak. I'm trying to put this up to make this very picturesque and visual for you. And reason being is because the moon is the closest thing to the earth, you know. It is our moon. Right? So it's the first entity that we see as we go off from the earth in the earth's perspective. You get that? And then it goes Mars and Venus and the sun and blah, 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 blah. The bottom line is that we have to be able to pay attention to what energy is governing us quick and fast, and then how we can get through that to get to the next thing. It's because if you can't handle the moon, you can't handle the rest of them. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes, yes, y'all. To the beat, that's a declaration. If you agree with what I say, just put 3 Y's up on the screen. If you don't, then ask a question or say, Sonya, you're full of shit. I don't understand what you're talking about. Respectfully so. Okay, here we go. So the bottom line is the moon is in Libra today. It's about to go into Libra real quick, but before it went into Libra, it was in Virgo, which is the sign that precedes it, right? And when it was in Virgo early this morning, it was in opposition to Neptune. Thank you for the wise. What up, Deja? How you doing, honey bun? The moon and Neptune was balancing out. Why? Because Neptune is in Pisces. Again, the moon was in Virgo this morning, but we're probably still lingering in that vibration. And basically what that is balancing out the need to get some kind of details going, to be critical, to be discriminating, and balancing that with the ethereal. the shape shifting, the spirit. Virgo is all about the practical and what's in your face, what I can see, what I can believe in, right? The benefit of the doubt. Pisces is like, I don't have to see it to believe it. So there was a balancing out act sometime this morning, maybe possibly in your life, in which you needed to believe what it is that you didn't see, and then even had the details and question that. Does that make sense? A way in which you had to kind of find out what was real in your world and what you should believe and have faith in. Was it the details to have faith in, or was it actually the thing that was ethereal that's kind of hovering to have the faith in? Does that make sense? Nice little balancing act, trying to find a decision within that. That may have blown by for you. Glad to be here with you, sweetie pie. Now, then the moon goes into Libra. Let's get it kicking. It is trining Pluto today, which is in retrograde. Allow the emotional need of a partner to help you to re-examine your power and or their power and or the space in humanity. Bust this thing. Libra energy, again, in the moon, the emotional need, the expression of things, and your partnership, right? In your partnership is playing in harmony with us trying to figure out where our power lies. So possibly maybe your beau, your boss, a partner. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. A partner in life, so to speak, may have stepped to you and go, let me help you with that thing. Let me help you figure out how powerful you are. Let me help you figure out how you need to transform. Do you need assistance? Can I come over? Can I talk to you? That's today and or yesterday. Now, squirrel, the reason why I say yesterday is because oftentimes intuitive people will take the aspects that I'm about to present to you and experience them a day before, or probably a day after, or maybe 2 days before, because their vibration is coming in sooner than later. You dig? I just want to put that out there for you in case you said to yourself, yesterday that happened actually, as I was talking to my husband. He was trying to pump me up and let me know that I am powerful and that I can transform and that I need to destroy all these other things out of the way so I can be better in humanity. That's the message. All right. Monday, today, the moon in Libra, quincunxes Jupiter. Are you being too particular about the opportunities finding its way to you? That's a real question. Moon in Libra also acts as, especially when it's as a quincunx, which is frustration and irritation, or as a square, it can get stuck into indecision. Libra energy and indecision. What's up, Ashley? How you doing, cutie pie? Tell your mama I said hey, and I got my fan on deck. Ashley's mother bought me this sweet little fan. Oh, I love my clients and my newfound friends. Bought me this fan, y'all. I'm keep bigging her up because I need it for my pre-menopausal ass. Tell your mama I said, hey, my namesake, sonjamarie. So when the moon is being aspected by a quincunx, so to speak, it gets stuck in indecision. So the bottom line, are you being a little too particular about the way your blessings, Jupiter, needs to come to you? That's a real fucking question, because sometimes we get like, oh, well, I actually prayed for a red car, God, and you gave me a blue car? First of all, that's a little spoiled. Second of all, yeah, God said, because the red cars cost too much in your insurance and you can't afford $200 more a month in your insurance for a red car. So I'm going to give you a blue car. You'll thank me later. Y'all get my point? So you can't decide whether you want a red car or a blue car or whatever. You don't know if you should do that thing, so you shit on it. Libra energy is very cynical, by the way, y'all. So if it's not shitting on something and being cynical and questioning every little thing that comes in its way, it's being indecisive because it doesn't know what it should do because it's too busy questioning everything that comes its way. In this regard, it's questioning Jupiter, the blessings, the opportunities. Don't do that. Don't do that, y'all. Y'all get me? Yes, y'all. That's today. Today, also, that moon in Libra is sextiling Mars. Remember, Mars is in Leo, and Leo and Libra love each other. Partnerships motivates with courage to invigorate the heart. Bottom line, point blank. Wow. So we need to get, if you are what word is that? If you are singular, oh my God, I'm so freaking goofy. If you are single and do not have a romantic partner, possibly maybe again a partner at work or your boss or your attorney or your accountant or your, I don't know, whatever you feel that you have a one-on-one relationship with somebody with. That's considered a partner on some level, and that's leadership all day long. Yes, I said leadership, right? And that partner coupling up, that moon in Libra, coupling up with Mars and Leo is being encouraged. That partner is encouraging. Hello, everybody coming on in. Please say your name, your sign, stay a little while and share this information if you want. We're going to run down for probably a good hour of what this week holds, okay? So let your partners motivate you today. Sometimes we need that. Sometimes other people have other perspectives and visions and see you even differently. Have you ever noticed that? Squirrel, have you ever noticed the fact that you can look at yourself in the mirror all day, every day, and see the same gosh darn pimple, but you don't see the mole that's coming in right in your dimple or whatever that makes you look cute as hell? And then you have a partner that comes around and goes, "Ooh, baby, look at that mole." And you're like, "You mean that pimple?" No, that mole. That makes you look really, really cute. You like my simple example? My simple example is that sometimes partnerships have a different way of seeing you and who you are. And we need that encouragement every now and again, not to define us, to recognize what we already have. Ashe? Yes, yes, y'all. Y'all get that? Good. Tomorrow, say what? Hey, Sonja, it's me, Josh, the rocker that was in. Oh, hey, Josh, what's going on? How's that baby doing? The Capricorn, right? Joshy, much love to you, honey. I'm glad I saw that because this girl is a little bit challenged when it comes to reading sometimes. Need my glasses. How you doing, baby? Much love to you. On Tuesday, the moon will continue to be in Libra, right? At that time, it's going to quincunx Mercury. That's a little bit of a deal. Now, if you are a person that knows astrology, like I said at the top of this broadcast, pay attention to the elements. Pay attention to the elements. So I might quiz you along here, and I want you to throw out what element each sign is in. Let's start now. The moon is in Libra. What is Libra? What is Libra? Is it an air sign? Is it a water sign? Is it a fire sign? Is it earth sign? You go for it now. So that means on Monday and Tuesday and some part of Wednesday, the moon is governing the sky in Libra. In what element? Boom. Village is on it. Air, 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 wind, air, air, air. That is right. So the air is governing the sky from a moon perspective, from an emotional perspective, which, squirrel, first of all, let me stop, is a little bit tricky in itself because the moon is all water. Y'all know that, right? The moon itself is governed by water, right? Imagination, psychic ability, emotion, expression. To be in an air vibration is very, very interesting. So it's like the emotions are being governed with an airy, kind of cerebral, informational, heady twist. Makes sense? Astrology is way too vast, and I'm not going to go there right now, but I want y'all to pay attention. And thank you for giving me the air. That is right. Pay attention to all of these elements that are coming at you as I quiz you along the way. All right. So this airy moon trying to emote from an intellectual perspective, which again is oil and vinegar in its own right, right? It's quincunxing. That means it's irritating Mercury. Mercury is in, what sign is Mercury in? Taurus right now? I believe so. Mercury is in Taurus right now because if there is a, I'm going to figure this out real quick, y'all. Yes. God, why can't I think of it? It'll come. It's a quincunx. Exercise the power to listen to to listen so you won't get frustrated. There you go. There is the basic quincux is that the emotions of Libra, the moon in Libra, is quincux in Mercury, how we think, how we process information, how we plan. Okay. That quincux makes things a little bit weird. Why? Because how we feel and what we think is not in alignment on some level. This is Tuesday, by the way, which can make you a little bit frustrated because you cannot necessarily say what it is you feel and feel what it is you think. In those cases, tomorrow, do your best not to get frustrated, but just to count to 5 and to pull back and to make it clear within yourself and then express yourself in the way that you need to. The moon will trine the sun tomorrow. Allow the intellect to lead the way. You know why? Because both the moon, Libra, and the sun in Gemini will be in air. That's the air in the sky. Based on what I talked about at the top of this read, that's a big part of the air. So if you have the moon and the sun coming together, how we feel and who we are. The sun is ego, the core self, vulnerability, who we are. Come together, they're leading from a head's perspective. Okay, let's figure this thing out. What do we need to do this week? How do we need to put things together? Who do we need to call? Ghostbusters? Who do we need to figure things out with? How could we be realistic in a certain situation? The reason why air signs above and beyond a lot of other reasons, right? Including a lot of other reasons. The reason why air sign is so important on some level is because it has the ability to detach from emotions and think about a thing from a very realistic perspective. So that's the air energy. That's the air magic that's in the sky this week, helping us to figure out things, understand things, void of emotion, so we can get to where we need to go and have a good time while we're doing it. Because Gemini is all about having a good time, by the way. Very, very sociable, right? So the moon in Libra, the emotional ability is getting together with the social ability of that moon, that sun in Gemini, saying, yes, let's party, let's figure it out, let's shine. Let's have some great conversations. At the very least tomorrow on Tuesday, let's talk about a thing. Let's talk about a thing until we can get to the bottom of it without being too emotional about it. Make sense? Good. On Wednesday, that is interesting. On Wednesday, the moon will be in Libra most of the day until about 7:45 p.m. on the east side of life. That's the Eastern Standard Time, East Coast, right? Before it gets into Scorpio, right? 7:45. Before that, though, that moon in Libra will square Venus in Cancer. Whoop. What's Cancer, by the way? Just to ask real quick as I sips on my, what is this? Orange juice. I wanted to say a screwdriver, but it's not. What? Water. Come on, y'all. Come on, Chevy. Come on, Ashley. It's water. I'm treating y'all like the village hut today because I really feel like that. And I miss the hut. I really do. In any case, so now you have this moon in Libra. Now bust this for a little bit of an education. You have the moon in Libra, which is an air sign, squaring Venus in Cancer, which is a water sign. A square is challenging. Libra and Cancer are challenged when they are together because they come from two separate areas of life. Neither one is better than the other. They just come from two different blocks, you dig? But bust this little dynamic. The moon is the ruler of Cancer. Wait, hold on. On some level, that moon in Libra kind of has to back up to what this Cancer energy, especially as it presents itself in Venus and Cancer, is showing up as. Y'all following me? Yes, y'all. Y'all with me? This is a very interesting Memorial Day type of rundown because I want to teach today. You get it? And if this goes over your head, come back and watch it again. This is some good information which you can use and utilize for the rest of your life. The bottom line is, on some level, our moon, our expression in Libra, does have to do its best to keep us afloat, to keep us heady on some level, and to induct some partnerships. But at the same time, that Cancer energy is gonna ride. It's gonna kind of take precedence. So that means we need to get into the passion of who we really are. The need to respond in a fair partnership way challenges the desire to be heard in an emotional, sensitive way. So, what I need to say is stop and listen to your partner. It's nothing like having somebody save space for you just to listen. Most of the time, people want to listen with a solution. And if they're not listening for a solution, they're listening to be a hero. If they're not listening to be a hero, they're listening to you, but they're thinking about what they need for dinner tonight. Or they're thinking about what time they need to go pick up the kids. They're not paying attention to shit fuck you're saying. Yeah, I said that. They're not paying attention to nothing, not near nothing. When the moon is squaring Venus in this way, it's like it would be great if we can express, if we can be emotional, if we can connect as a partner to people's desires, to listen, to be present, to be there, to be sensitive, to hold space. You dig what I'm saying? So the emotional nature doesn't fight with the passionate nature. Does that make sense? The moon and Venus doesn't fight. We don't like it when Venus and the moon fight. Why? Because it's like your expression, how you put out, is quite different and contrary to how you are pumped up on the inside. That looks crazy bipolar, don't you think? Like really bipolar, don't you think? I said that twice, like for real. So the bottom line is listen, pay attention, see how you stick and move, feel the thing and what you need to feel, and then invite some partnerships to come along the ride with you and to assist you along the way. Make sense? Come on, y'all. Rocking and rolling today. On Wednesday, the moon in Libra will quincunx Neptune in Pisces. The need to be right and perfect takes away, that's not true. The need to be a partnership takes away from the imagination. This is especially for artists. Here's the deal. Partners can share space, like I alluded to, with that Venus square. Partners need to learn how to share space, any partnership, to bring about the desire, Venus. However, please do your best to not irritate people's imagination along the way. Meaning that if you're sitting there and you're doing your best to try to save space for a person, do your best not to knock down their dreams when you're doing that. Neptune. Moon is quincunx in Neptune. Do your best not to knock down people's dreams. Your dreams are not other people's dreams. Even though you see that cute little mole in somebody's dimple, you can acknowledge it, but that doesn't mean that that person thinks that they are all that dimple. They want to be other things. So pump them up to be other things as well. Does that make sense? Instead of criticizing what it is that they feel that they have. Why don't you just rely on that pimp, that mole? Well, I mean, I don't just rely on that. Don't worry about everything else. I'm not that I'm worried about everything else. I just want to pump up everything else. I just want to be better. I want to be bigger. Neptune, my imagination says I can grow. I can fantasize. I can connect with spirit. Partnership says, well, just worry about that. Don't do that. Don't irritate a motherfucker with the quincunx. Don't irritate a person by just relying on the thing that you see as a partner. Because that person who you're talking to, your partner, their imagination is far vast than what you can ever imagine. Let me go off to a download. Oftentimes, people don't tell you what it is they really feel. Oftentimes, people, because we live in a weird ass world in which we protect our hearts, right, and our imagination and our dreams. Neptune, dreams in particular, right? And sometimes we don't say a thing. Instead of shooting a person down for their dreams, qualify, ask questions, see where they at with their dreams, see why they feel a particular way, why their imagination is a particular way, why they connect to their ancestors and their guides the way they do, why they turn their art out the way that they do. This is all Neptune information. Instead of irritating a person and pretending that you're there to share the space with them, but you're really not on some level because you come back with some criticism and some irritation of what they should and should not do. Does this make sense? Again, these are just examples. I'm doing my best to express these aspects. The moon, Queen Cuxton, Neptune. The next one is when the moon finally goes into Scorpio, it's going to square, Pluto. Now, Pluto is a little Tasmanian devil, I like to call her. She's so little, right? But she rocks. She comes in the room and she tears shit up because she's a transformative planet. She's a destructive planet in order to create something better. The moon in Scorpio, though, however, some never, governed by emotions, by destruction, is Pluto's planet. Y'all see how that happened? The moon will be in Scorpio. Pluto is in your Aquarius, but Pluto is Scorpio's planet. So here comes Scorpio, like, I need to govern this thing with some passion, with some destruction of my own. My emotions need to show you how to transform. Let me say that a little simpler. If you are getting on your own nerves about not transforming your life, it's time to do that thing instead of fighting yourself. That moon squaring Pluto going reverse is saying, let's fight. Let's have a standoff about what I feel versus what I need to transform and become into. Aren't you getting on your own nerves because you're not transforming? Because you're not moving? Because you're not showing your power? Because you're not, you're basically not standing your ground? I'm asking a real question. Y'all can always say what it is you think it is. And by the way, what element is Pluto as an Aquarius? What element is Pluto as an Aquarius? Y'all can put that up there anytime you want. I'd appreciate that thing there. And the moon is a whole nother element. So y'all can put that up there too. You can say the moon, such and such. Pluto, such and such. Pluto is in Aquarius. The moon is in Scorpio. What are both? Now, while you're answering that, what elements are in both of those planets or configurations? While you're answering that, I want you to know this too, that Scorpio and Aquarius are both stubborn ass signs. Stubborn signs. I think I confused y'all with that one. What element is Pluto in as Aquarius? It's a two-parter. And what element is the moon in Scorpio? It's a two-parter, right? Both Scorpio and Aquarius are incredibly stubborn. So the bottom line is, on Wednesday, it can be a little tricky when the emotional nature of Scorpio as water. Thank you, Kelly H. And thank you, Sherry. When the water is begging that Aquarius, what? Air. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Shamir. That the Aquarius air move. Aquarius ain't gonna move because it's rebellious. So our powerful nature on that day is having a standoff with our emotional nature, which is begging us to move, which is begging us to go deep. Let me read this real quick. Extreme possible destructive emotions can trigger the power stance of another, especially as it deals with the whole of humanity or the humanity in your household. How about that? The group of people that you know. The bottom line is, when the moon in Scorpio and Pluto in Aquarius are standing off as a square on Wednesday, cuidado is all I'm saying. There's a power trip that's going down with Scorpio in the mix that does not mind blowing the whole house up. That's Scorpio for you. I gives a fuck. I will destroy everything in it in order to get my way. You get that? So you got air fighting water. How is that even possible? How can the water even see the air? And how can the air even push the water to a point when it's so deep like Scorpio is? How's the air going to get down there to the blue black bottom of the ocean and push it? You get what I'm saying? That's the standoff. Neither one can push each other. And thus, a destructive blow up can happen just from your emotional nature of not being able to be pliable, not being able to see people's emotions, not being able to understand folks and understand yourself and the need to change and be more powerful or less powerful in a situation that's calling for it. Am I saying too much to y'all? Are y'all getting this? Come on now. It's very, very tricky trying to teach. I want to add that as some type of caveat to this whole broadcast, because there's more information that precedes it and definitely more information that comes after it. So sometimes if you are not privy to astrology, this may lose you as I throw the planets and the elements in and out. And forgive me, but oftentimes you have to know that I get a little bored saying the same things over and over too. And I want to be able to teach so y'all can get me from a different perspective. You get what I'm saying? So here we go. Ask questions if you get lost though. On Thursday, the moon stays in Scorpio. Now, you know, with the moon being in Scorpio, it's always some kind of deep dive of our emotional nature. Always, right? And it's going to balance out, be an opposition of Jupiter in Taurus. Now, what's Taurus? What's Taurus's element? Anybody know? Anybody want to tell me? Thank you, Z. I appreciate you, honey bun. What about Taurus? Jupiter is in Taurus. There you go, Ashley. There you go, Chevy. There you go, Alicia. There you go. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Starts with a O. There you go, Zoe. Yes, Earth. So here you have the water in the moon, our emotional nature in Scorpio, deep ass Scorpio, hypersensitive Scorpio, destructive, creative Scorpio. It wants to influence and or balance out Jupiter in Taurus as it's doing its best to plant the earth, to solidify our blessings, to grow a better quality of life. Oh shit. Now in my mind just now I had a visual of a freaking monsoon or a gosh darn tsunami moon in Scorpio style coming to help to balance out and topple over a big ass sequoia tree. That's what I just thought about. Who's gonna win? That's the real question. 2222222. I got an answer machine. Let it talk to you. I love that number, by the way. It is 2:00. 22 minutes after 2:00. Anyway, the bottom line is that monsoon, that tidal wave perspective vibe, Periscope vibes, Miss. Is this Periscope? Is it that balancing act is really, really real. Understand that, because here you go, Scorpio goes, I am determined in my emotional nature to unearth whatever the tree has, whatever Taurus has, whatever quality of living that's coming about. I need to unearth that thing and make sure I can get it. And if I can't get it, I'm going to do my best to understand why, or to come back and try to work it out again. The bottom line is there's a balance in that. Oppositions are not as bad as squares. Opposition, you just need to see why the other is doing what it's doing. So Scorpio energy has to say, I'm going to come with the monsoon and the tidal wave to try to unearth this sequoia tree. And the sequoia tree is like, yo, baby, you need me. You need me to be planted in the earth real quick. Just come and wash over all things that are not necessary. Boom. You get that? That's all. Wash away the things that are not necessary so that Jupiter in Taurus can actually shine and have its better quality of living to be apparent. Does that make sense? And then once it's apparent, it will feed the emotional nature of that Scorpio moon, and you don't have to be so damn destructive and hypersensitive about things, because I got you, is what that sequoia tree, Jupiter in Taurus, is saying. Yes, yes, y'all, to the beat. Come on, Ashley, you know how I speak. On Thursday as well, early in the morning at 8:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon, which is again going to be in Scorpio, which is again water, will square Mars in Leo. What element is Leo? Again, I want to be interactive as much as possible so I could teach y'all a thing and see how these interesting elements, or all of these elements are interestingly doing its best to balance out things in the sky. Yes, Leo is fire. Zoe, fire. Ashley and Cherry. Look, we got some star students in the place. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. Oh, wait, I got a fan. I don't need this. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some crystal fan in it. Crystal fan is what it says. Ashley, let me know. I've asked before if y'all can hear this. Okay. I don't want to disturb the broadcast, but a girl is flashing. So pardon me. So here's the deal. That moon in Scorpio, again, she's destructive. She's passionate. She got an attitude. She's hypersensitive when she's emotional. moon in Scorpio. She's also a fixed sign, which makes her stubborn. I said that already. But you know what? So is Leo. Leo is stubborn as shit from a fire perspective. And fire signs are physical, movement, action, especially when it's in an action planet such as Mars. A little bit, but not distracting? Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that detail. So Mars in its fire energy is doing its best to push, to go. And the moon in Scorpio is like, oh shit, what the hell? The moon in Scorpio is like, oh, no, you're not pushing, you are flowing in this way. Mars in Leo is like, no, we are going this way. Do you see the conundrum? Do you see the upset here? Come on, little fan. Okay, there you go. Do you see the upset there? I'm gonna put you on timeout, little fan. Okay, just stay right there. The upset. That moon in Scorpio is vicious in its own way, emotional, let's just say that, as it wants to flow in a way in which Mars in its fire wants to go this way. Ooh, wee. Have you ever seen the water and the fire go up against each other? I'm gonna be truthful with you. You know who wins each and every time, right? Can y'all make a guess as far as what I think my opinion is? Who wins out of fire and water? In my opinion, what you think I'm gonna say? I love for the 12 people being on Instagram just paying attention. Y'all are dope. Graceful for now is awesome. I appreciate you answering with fire. You all right. Water wins all the time. Come on now. That's why I love my village. Water wins all the time. You get that? So the bottom line is when the water, moon and Scorpio is squaring, trying to fight Mars, moving in Leo. And you know, Leo is big and gregarious and needs attention and is self-centered and is just pushing to be pushing and has a lot of courage, but it's doing it with heart. You dig what I'm saying? Leo energy got big heart. The water is like, Scorpio is like, yo, pipe down for a second. There's no movement that's going to happen on Thursday, not unless you feel the depths of it. Get that? You got to be able to feel the depths of it because the moon in Scorpio will take over and will drown out your movements. And then you'll resent whatever movements you made if you don't pay attention to the way that you feel. Does that make sense? Yes, y'all. Are y'all with me? The moon in Scorpio says, yo, please pay attention so I don't burn down the house. We're not moving that way, Leo. We got to move in the way in which I feel, in the way in which is going to create a whole nother situation for us. Scorpio loves to create. Pay attention to my emotions is what the moon in Scorpio was saying on Thursday in order to move properly. Make sense? Ooh, I hope y'all get this. Again, going out on a limb today, being a teacher like a little mini village hut. Y'all may not understand me today, but you're going to learn you something. That's for sure, for sure. I'll tell you what I put right here. The morning may have a stubborn standoff, feeling emotional and non-trusting, right? And unsure. And it could impede your motivation. Don't let it, because we need fire. We need fire. We absolutely need fire. Fire that Mars and Leo needs to just pay attention on Thursday. Again, reiterating what that emotional nature needs and wants in order to feel safe and secure. Boom. There you go. On Thursday, the moon is in Scorpio. It trines Saturn in Pisces. Deep emotions influences your need to discipline your spirituality. And see, this is the reason why. Because the bottom line is, if before that, you allow that Mars in Leo, that fire to just burn and do what it wants to do and go where it wants to go because it's big and gregarious and it needs attention. And I'm going to move the way I want to move. You may just go against spirit. Why? Because Saturn is the planet of discipline, is the planet of work, is the planet of building, is the planet of resistance, is our father's shit, the shit that we work on with our daddy issues, right? It is in alignment, trine our moon, the moon in Scorpio that day. So if we just go rogue and do what we want to do, we're not paying attention to what it is we have to do in a structured kind of way with Saturn being in Pisces. Does that make sense? Come on, y'all. I love to teach. Ask me a question. Ask me a question if you don't understand. That's my point. We need Saturn. We need Mars too to execute, but Mars needs to execute when it's necessary, not just when it wants to. And the only way when it's necessary, or to see when it's necessary, is to see the discipline behind it with Saturn. Saturn in Pisces, which agrees with that Scorpio moon, says step by step, baby bubba. Take your time, listen to the ancestors, read, do your prayers, read what you got to read, get together inside. Pisces energy is all about intuition, it's all about spirit, it's all about being compassionate, it's all about kind of being shape-shifting and going along with the flow, so to speak, until you can go where you need to be. It's a flowy kind of discipline. It's weird, but it's real. You understand what I'm saying? So be careful, cuidado. All right. On Thursday, the last aspect on that day is that moon in Scorpio is quincunxing the sun in Gemini. So there you have water and the air coming together again. Scorpio needs to destroy for creativity, but it irritates the need to keep things light and communicative. So here comes Scorpio in its deep ass ways, and it had its way that whole day, so to speak, as I was giving it to you, right? And here comes the sun. The sun is like, well, I'm Gemini, girl. I ain't got time for the shit. I ain't got time to be drowning in these waters. I'm gonna do my best to create a hurricane real quick and blow all this out the way. Not in a destructive way, is what the sun in Gemini says, but in a way in which we can be what? A little sociable, ask some questions, get into some information. The sun is actually going to take over the moon that day. So the bottom line is that Scorpio energy at the end of Thursday, that Scorpio energy needs to quell just a little bit, so the Gemini can make sense of the emotional energy and changes and transformation that happened that day. Make sense? Come on, y'all. I love to teach. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, please ask me. I'm so sorry I got to sing everything, but I get this from Layla because she sings better than me. The bottom line is, again, utilize Gemini when we get too deep. Utilize, okay, let me come up for air a little bit. When it gets too deep, hold it for 10 seconds and then go back in. Y'all like my poetry? On Friday, it's a good day, Friday. It's a good day when water takes over. How about that? Water's like, all right, all this air stuff. All right, the fire wants to push through. All right, that earth is grounding up and putting seeds in with possibilities and options, with Jupiter being in Taurus, right? It's okay. I got it. But on Friday, there's a nice little watery flow happening. Let me tell you. Remember, I said Venus is in Cancer, water sign. Neptune is in Pisces, water sign. The moon is in Scorpio, water sign. So they're all getting together within a couple of degrees on Friday. That's a nice little watery aspect, if I may say so myself. All the water signs need to celebrate on Friday and get it up on them. Those that don't like to be emotional, those that don't like to go with the flow, those that don't like to access their intuition when it's necessary, when all things that are unseen are taken over and you can't control shit, you may have a bad day that day. But I'm saying, or with this information and a little bit of awareness, you just get naked and jump in the ocean and just flow with it. Just surrender. Real quick question, Maya, what's the fine line between stubbornness and going after what you want? Ooh, wee. In my opinion, of course, because you're asking me, this is my IG and this is my YouTube channel, right? In my opinion, I think stubbornness comes from a point where you're just standing to be standing without information and without emotional backing. Does that make sense? I'm just gonna brood. I'm just gonna be right here. Just because this is just what I want. This is what I need. This just put. I don't need to hear no information. I don't need nobody's phone calls. I don't need nothing. That's stubbornness. That's stubbornness to me is staying stuck without investigating any other options. Getting what you want. If you want what you want, you're going to research some things, right? You're going to try to find a path to get that thing, right? And you're going to utilize those paths in order for you to get there. Did I answer that? properly, what's the fine line between stubbornness and going after what you want? Allowing outside help. You have to allow outside help, Maya. That's exactly what I mean. And outside help comes with information. So even if you don't let somebody physically help you, you let somebody help you when they give you information. When they say, Sonja, I know this lady in Canada who could do X, Y, and Z. Thank you. Let me note that. Let me notate that. You don't have to move on it, but just allowing energetically the information to come in makes you less stubborn. Because then you can sit back and go, ooh, now that baby, pray on it, and go, ooh, wow, okay, that lady in Canada, she may help with this. And then I can call Sonja to probably get this done. And then I can do, you get what I'm saying? That's my answer. That's my answer before I go all out and go crazy. Friday, let me get through this week. Friday, thank y'all, Instagram, for hanging on. I appreciate y'all. You like this information. You can get this every week, every Monday on my YouTube channel. Please and very please, at Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. I'd greatly appreciate that. Access it by pressing the button in the link and just subscribe so you can get notified, okay? Or come on over there right now, because the village is always asking some crazy questions, some really good questions, by the way. And we laugh every now and again. Today, I'm not as goofy as I normally am, but because I want to act like a teacher and get this information out. But come on over and join our village. I'd appreciate that there. And thank you, all of 40 people being on YouTube. Wait, what? And give me some thumbs up if this is resonating with you. Some likes, hit that like button. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate that. So these people on YouTube know I'm doing my job. And run me my money. Run me my money, fool. On Friday, Venus will trine Neptune. Oh, yeah. Reaching your desires through the arts and through imagination. Come on now. Venus is desire, is passion, is worth, is money, is love. It's in harmony with Neptune, which is spirit, which is imagination, which is art, which is music, which is your dream times. Yo, your dreams been going crazy? I just want to know that. Anybody's dreams been activated. I just need to know. I had a dream this morning of some fruits and vegetables, and I was in this big market and it was crowded and all these fruits and vegetables was around. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? And I Googled it. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Dreams are coming to show you your value and your worth possibly on that day. The moon in Scorpio will trine what? Neptune, because the moon is in Scorpio, Neptune is in Pisces. That's a trine, which is 120 degrees away from each other in the sky. All trines are 120 degrees away from each other in the sky. So that means our emotional nature will be in alignment with our dreams, with our imaginations, with our art that's being sparked by Venus, the passion and the love and the self-worth that comes with that. And then if that's not enough, the moon in Scorpio will trine Venus. Come on now. Passion and expression. Now, what you're going to do is take all of that passion that you just received from the ethereal, from your art, from you escaping, even daydreaming. Squirrel, daydreaming is important. Neptune rules daydreaming. We talk about that every now and again on YouTube. Daydreaming is important. This is a perfect daydreaming day, Friday. Because those daydreams turn into inspiration. That inspiration turns into, God damn it, I think I could do that thing. And then call Sonja, call this one. Let's actually turn that thing into reality, right? So that last aspect of the moon trine in Venus says, take that passion. Now the moon says, express it. Put it out there. Give it to people. The moon is always expressing. That's what it's responsible for. Good, bad, and indifferent. I love you too, Ray Queen. Oh man, it's so funny trying to read these gosh darn handles. You're like, for a person who mispronounced words all the time, I'm always trying to read the right word. Friday is that good watery day. Y'all see that? Ask me a question. Daydreaming, I'm thinking of you. Daydreaming, and I'm thinking of you. Come on, y'all. Don't mess with me. Don't get me freaking singing today. Daydreaming, and I'm thinking of you. Okay, so here we go. Vibration switch. The moon goes into Sagittarius. What element is Sag? Anybody know? Anybody? What element is Sag? You was singing it too, Ashley? Fire! Boom, boom, boom. Da-dum, da-dum. Fire. Boom, boom, boom. Of course. Sagittarius is that, I like to say, that fire that's like it burns on the like an idol on a stove. It never stops. Sag is the road runner, as Ashley knows. Sag is the one that burns continuously, never dies. Them folks, they need to take naps like Aries do every now and again, but they just don't. They keep on going. Okay, anyway, Sag energy. So here comes the moon. Its expression has just changed from deep ass Scorpio, right? Emotional Scorpio running the show the last 2 days to lighthearted, adventurous, fiery, adventure seeking, informational seeking. Sag is also very like educational too. It loves to be the student and the teacher. So when it's in the moon sign, we're always, everybody is always seeking some type of not only information, but what can I do with this information? How can I build on it? How can I grow from it? What can I learn from it? How can I share it? You understand all the things that I've learned. So Sag is now on this quest in our moon, in our emotional nature. Very interesting, right? And by the way, it is a full moon in Sagittarius that day. Ooh, I like that feeling. That just made me want to twirl around in this chair real quick. 13 degrees Sag. Where does that end up in your chart? That means all things Sagittarius is coming to an end. Let me explain, Lucy. That means maybe, possibly, you've been going to school or you've been taking a workshop and it's about to end. Maybe, possibly, you have not been on a trip. And all of a sudden you're saying, I need to start taking trips, right? And that's about to come to an end. I'm about to get up out my house and go book a flight. Or maybe the contrary. Maybe you've been traveling way too much and this full moon comes up in Sagittarius and it's like, you know what? Sit your ass down. Sit down for a little while. Maybe this full moon in Sag, how about that? Allows you to start telling the truth. Ooh, did I just hit a nerve? Let me tell you something, Squirrel. Some people like to lie as a sport. Mystic, come here. It's okay, baby. There's people downstairs. For real, some people like to lie as a sport. Sagittarius, let me tell you something. There's a few crafty Sages that probably do lie. But for the most part, they are stuck on professing truth when it's necessary, right? And oftentimes what people do is do other things. They lie to protect themselves. Well, when this full moon in Sag comes about, it's like, you know what? I think we're swelling in the fact that full moon swell. This is the full moon, y'all. I think we're swelling in a space in which we need to tell the truth. Maybe some truth is about to set y'all free on Friday and that full moon. I want to know, does it? Leave me a DM or something. Y'all tell me what truths came out. What secrets came out? Oh, shit, we busting up somebody. Again, maybe it's time for you to get out the house and explore a little bit. Sagittarius is all things. Maybe it's time for you to adapt a new spiritual practice, to end the fact that you don't no longer believe in what it is that you can't see and start to believe some things. Most people may think that Pisces is more spiritual. It is spiritual, but Sag energy, especially when it's in a full moon swell like it is on Friday, Sag energy helps you to adopt the doctrines of religion and spirituality, like the laws, what I need to do, how I need to pray, what church I need to start going to, you know, what chants I need to do more so of, what little meditations I need to get involved with here on YouTube or wherever case, you know what I mean? Maybe that is coming to an end. Full moons always bring something to an end in the energy that it represents. And this time is Sagittarius, 13 degrees. Yaya said it falls in her third house. That means somebody about to tell you something. Lord, about to tell you something. God's about to tell you something. On Saturday, when this moon is in that in Sag, it will square Saturn. Why? Because Saturn is fire, it's push, goes up against Saturn's ability in Pisces to build things slowly but surely and almost flexibly, like almost maybe, in its compassionate ways. Saturn moon says, I'm blowing through this shit. I don't give a hell what you built up. I'm about to blow through this because it's a square. Saturn's like, no, 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 no. I don't care who you think you are, little fast ass Sagittarius moon. You're not blaring through the building that I just started developing the last couple of months as Saturn was in Pisces. So watch your expressions on Friday when you want the truth to come out and destroy somebody's point of view. When you want your pompous ways of having a lot of education, Sagittarius being education, right? Blow somebody's discipline of building their own form of education, their own values, their own ways of being, their own morals and standards. That's what Saturn and Pisces is all about. Here comes this moon and Sag is like, fuck all that. I'm gonna square that. I'm gonna knock all that down. Saturn ain't gonna let it, and you're gonna have a really interesting standoff. Or you will feel really moated, as they say on the East Coast, moated for real. Because that Saturn, when it starts tumbling down of all the ethereal and spiritual laws and doctrines that you've been building over the past couple of months, if you allow one singular fire match in Sag's energy and expression to burn that down, come on now, shame on you. What you been doing? You ain't learned nothing? Pull back. And how about this? Put that fiery energy on something else. Go work out, get tired, do something else other than burning down the discipline and the rules that you've been creating for yourself, spiritually speaking, over the last 2 months. I hope that makes sense. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Also on Saturn, well, there you go. Now, here's the deal. The reason, oh, good. Thank you, Spirit. The reason why working out would be really, 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 really good is because the moon in Sagittarius is now trining Mars, which is in Leo. Both Sagittarius and Leo are fire signs. That's a trine 120 degrees away from each other. So that means they're in harmony. So that means put that energy, that fire energy, that physical energy out doing something else. Go dancing Saturday night. Go work out. Play with the kids, get tired, like literally get tired instead of trying to destroy that Saturn makeup in Pisces. Make sense? I'm so glad. As I said, makes sense. Graceful for now says, makes sense. It's like you answered it right on it. Okay, good. Let's keep on moving because I'm talking way too much and I want to get to a couple of readings. On Sunday, it's an interesting day. There's a couple of quincunxes, a couple of little bit confusions in the beginning of the day. The moon is quincunx in Mercury. Confusing thoughts, confusing conversations. Hold your tongue. The bottom line is try your best not to get too irritated by things that people say and look at what they feel and look at what they do. Or I should say, sense what they feel and watch what they do, as opposed to what it is that they say, because it may not come out clearly. The moon is quincunxed in, which is a frustration or an irritation to Mercury, how we speak and how we communicate. So count to 10, literally, or walk away. Truly, please, please don't allow the irritations and the disruptions, or I should say the distractions to throw you off. Oh, my puppy is so cute. Mercury at the same time, and this is the real reason why I'm saying it, God is good. God is good all the time, God is good, because Mercury is quincunxed in Uranus. So if you pay attention and or, let's say it like this, I'm not trying to be mean nor disrespectful, but if you pay attention to what people feel instead of the dumb things that people say, I say dumb things. We all say dumb things sometimes, meaning we say things before we actually think about it. Or we say things without even knowing a thing, and we just want to get it off. Well, I heard, quiet, sit down for a second. You don't even know the whole story. Relax, right? If you can hold back on that, Mercury is actually in conjunction with Uranus. Uranus is about change. Yes, Mercury is in Taurus because it's conjunction with, I answered my question an hour ago. Mercury is in Taurus. Uranus is in Taurus. That's a conjunction. There you go. So here's the deal. If you can pay attention, I like to say, listen to the words between the words. Y'all know how to do that? It's a poetic kind of statement I like to say every now and again, but it's like paying attention to what's in between what people are saying, as opposed to paying attention to what people say. That would be from Mercury, which can make people look really, really stupid when they talk, right? But if you can pay attention to the words between the words, to how they feel and what the things that they do, you can change your life. You can pivot and change the things that you want and listen to and pay attention to and grow from in your own life, because Uranus is there. Mercury conjuncting Uranus. Listen for the words between the words so you can have the power to change yourself in any situation or within that conversation even. Does that make sense? If y'all want me to say that again, please tell me, because that's powerful. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. All right. That's a big freaking deal. And I'm so glad to deliver that information. And it took a whole lot longer than what I thought. 34 thumbs up for the people that's in here. Thank you. Thank you for rocking. You know, that's why I love my village over here on YouTube, y'all. They will rock with a sister for an hour and a half if they have the time. That's for ding dong damn sure. And I'm so appreciative of that, because I like to share. I really, 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 really do like to share. And it's always good when you share and people receive. Otherwise, you feel like you're just throwing shit out in the air, right? If you have your sun, your moon, and your rise, put it up. I'll read two or three lucky people today, as long as my energy lasts, with a little bit of orange juice that I have. A little bit of orange juice. Say it again. Hilo House says, say it again. All right. What I meant was this: Uranus is about change, is about rebellious change, is about individuality and uniqueness. Mercury is about communication, about how we process information. While y'all put your sun, your moon, and your rising up, I'd appreciate that. I'm explaining this again to Hilo, okay? Right? The bottom line is that if we don't get thrown off by what people say that day, Hilo, it will give us an opportunity to match what people say or what they don't say. What's the word between the words? It'll give us an opportunity to match that with Uranus, so we can change, so we can be different in our responses, so we can be a little bit, I want to say, unique in a way. We'll have the option to change who we are based on listening to what people say and what they do versus what they don't say. If you respond every time to what people say, you're doing yourself an injustice. Why? Because you're basing everything on what people say. If I tell you I'm coming to your house today, you're not giving me room to change my mind. You're going to clean your house and do all this shit, blah, 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 blah. But if you read the words between the words and you said, Sonja says she was coming, but she looked a little tired, I'm just going to wait until she confirms that she's coming over. It'll make you look less crazy, right? And it give you the opportunity to change Uranus style, give you the opportunity to have a plan B or a plan C. Now, does it make sense? Make sense, everybody? Did you like that clarity? Oh, I got to bust out Sonja Marie's fan. It's that time. I hope that made sense. You got it? Okay, cool. Oh, you needed that repeat too? Song of the, wait, hold on. The song stylings of Laura Diane. Laura, is that your name, honey bun? Aries sun, Taurus moon, Libra rising. Now that's really, really interesting. Let's go for that. Taurus moon, wait, hold on. Say it again. Taurus, Aries sun, Taurus moon, Libra rising. That sounds like my best friend Susan almost. Almost. Okay. Let me get that right in my head, because I keep saying it different than what I'm reading it. Aries sun, Taurus moon, Libra rise. Got it. Libra rising people, let's start from there. Your rising is how you present yourself. The girl, listen, Andrea. Again, I'm so glad Ashley confirmed that it's not too distracting, because a sister needs it. It's the premenopausal stage at almost 53 years old. I can't stand it. And I'm taking my ashwagandha and all the other freaking herbs. Every now and again, it just pops up on me. Listen, Aries sun, okay, back to the rise. The rising, staying in my teaching mode, is what protects you, right? It's what comes in front of you, so to speak. I like to say that the sun is you with vulnerable, naked. The rising in you is you with your clothes on. So your clothes protects your vulnerability, right? So if she has a Libra rise, she's going out into the world looking like a Libra. My mentor, Mama Nita, used to say all the time that Libra rising people are always getting dressed up like they're going to see somebody. If you're not getting dressed up, you go into the store making sure you put on your earrings, you making sure you put on a little bit of a lip, something, because it's like, I got to catch. Libra rising is always charming. Right? Libra rising looks for partners, even though they may have a partner. They are always on that front. Like, I'm always trying to attract somebody. So I got to look my best, whether I'm attracting opportunities, I'm attracting love, I'm attracting money, whatever I'm attracting, I got to look the part, is what Libra rise says. What's interesting about this sweet lady is that she has Aries sun though, which is opposite Libra energy. So her sun sign don't necessarily care, because she's kind of tomboyish in her own ways, right? Doesn't necessarily care about the way she looks, but that rise says, I do, because I'm invested in myself. Does that make sense? Which is very, very interesting, right? The Aries sun is also about self, where Libra rising, as we know, or Libra energy, is always about the partner. So you have a nice little balance of thinking about you always, 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 almost always, right? Being an Aries, but also on your rise, you play like, you present like partners are important to you as well. What's interesting is that moon in Taurus, though, she loves food. Be careful. When you get emotional, moon in Taurus, food. When you get emotional, you can go to food every now and again as your refuge, to be truthful with you. Also, the moon is about emotional expression. When that moon in Taurus expresses, oftentimes it can be incredibly brooding. Like I said earlier, be stubborn, be standoffish, be punishing. You dig? That's not a good look. That moon in Taurus is very compassionate, very caring, will go down for you, is a martyr in some ways. That's for ding dong, damn sure. But at the same time, she can wear her welcome out. She can die for no reason. She can be a martyr for no reason. You get what I'm saying? And she can also be incredibly punishing when the Aries, the baby, doesn't get her way. True and true. Allow that money to come to you, though. Whole nother thought. Allow the money to come to you, okay? And allow the Aries in you to find a way to, simply put, balance your budget. That's just what I heard. There's an older lady on the side for you that just said that. Take care of your money. Money finds you. Money wants to find you, but you don't respect it as much as you could. I'm not trying to read your people. I'm not trying to read your people. So I'm going to leave it at that. Hope that's okay for you, Miss Walsh. The sun in Cancer. Ain't nobody over here on the Instagram that puts up their sun, their moon, and their rise. Come on and do it so I can read you real quick. 53 years young. That's what I is. Alicia Walsh. The sun is in Cancer. Moon is in Gemini and your Leo is rising. Oh, you are fun. We need to hang out. I got a Leo rise and I love any placement in Gemini with people. You a lot of fun. That Leo and that Gemini makes you a lot of fun. And that sun being in Cancer makes you incredibly caring. But I will say this, makes you caring, makes you maternal, makes you the mama of the crew, makes you the one that's cooking for people. And that Gemini energy is very sociable. So you're always like wanting to have parties or being at a party, cooking at the parties, putting together a party, something, it's always about a party in a fun-loving, nurturing, family-oriented, with a whole lot of food kind of way. That's your get down, Miss Walsh. That's for sure. But remember this, as I can speak from a little bit of experience. We have different charts, but I understand about that Leo rise. Sometimes Leo rise expects too much. Sometimes Leo rise will attract, because that rising attracts people, right? Sometimes that Leo rise will attract fire, physicality, hardcore I'm going to say what I want to say, truth slaying energy. And that Cancer, ooh, can't deal with it. I'm just saying. Without outing you and me, we have to be very, very careful about who we let in our heart, because in our hearts, because our rising sign says, I can handle it. I can deal with whatever. Nobody gonna hurt my feelings. And the Cancer in you gets in the bathroom in the club and is like, maybe not all the way, but you feel a little every now and again. Just be careful about who you let in there, okay? I'm just saying. And that Gemini moon means, okay, so the moon, a whole nother perspective, the moon is also your relationship that you have with your mom. It's what you see. Another teaching moment is the energy that you see on your mother when you slip through her womb. So if you have the moon in Gemini, you saw your mother as a friend. You saw your mother as a sibling. You'll probably have that kind of relationship, where it's less maternal and more, girl, let me tell you what happened kind of feel. You understand what I'm saying? It's not good or bad. It's just what it is. Some mother-daughter relationships are like that. So rock with it, lean with it. Just saying. Okay, let me get somebody over here on hi Mama Louise. How you doing? Let me get somebody over here on what's this called? Instagram. And she'll be the last one. I think it's a she. Graceful for now. Sagittarius sun, Libra rising, Virgo moon. Now that is interesting. How about this? We love Sag energy because, again, it's a lot of fun. I love Sag, just like Gemini is a lot of fun too, even though there are opposites. But Sag is fun in the way that, look, they always look for opportunities to have fun. You know why? Because Sagittarius energy is always optimistic. Sagittarius energy always, to a fault, and I'll explain that in a minute, but is always looking for, again, the optimism, the better part of the thing. Let's get through and to the solution. Who wants to go through deep down in the bottom of the ocean and get emotional kind of feel and figure it all out and remind ourselves of our wounds? That's in the past. Let's go forward. Let's forge on, is what Sagittarius energy says, which is actually admirable, especially for Cancers and people that like to sit in their emotions. Every now and again, we need to get pushed out of that thing. However, some never Sag, you got to sit with it every now and again too. Hi, Sandra. You have to sit with it every now and again with those emotions, okay? Here's the tripped up thing about you, sweetie pie, is even though you're a lot of fun, even though you got that Libra on the rise, you attracting your partners too, you being fair and being that mediator that you are, always the person in the room that's trying to figure out what's best for everybody. Libra rise. I want to say that for this person over here that had Libra rise on YouTube, right? You're always looking to be the mediator, the win-win situation. Libra rise. Sag agrees with that. That's a sex style. Sag loves that part of you. But here comes the Virgo moon, which can be tricky. You know why? Because Virgo and Sag is a square. So how you express yourself and who you are is very, very contrary. You dig what I'm saying? So check out this scenario where the Sagittarius is looking for a party, is looking to bypass all the wounds and all the emotional escapades of life. The Virgo says, ooh, yeah, we got to bypass it. I don't like to see it either. I want to go into denial when that happens. And when you respond to situations, you respond in denial, especially if the heinous lands on you. Especially if you're the one that was imperfect in that time, especially because Virgo moon, I'm just going to say it out right now. It's a tricky ass position in a sense that from an emotional standpoint, you have to apologize. You have to take one on the chin every now and again. You have to know that you are imperfect, Virgo moon, even though Virgo energy loves perfection. And when it's in an emotional situation, it's tricky because you don't want to be imperfect, because that means you're hurting somebody's feelings, emotionally speaking. You dig what I'm saying? We don't know everything. We don't know how to help people feel a thing or assist people always. And you are caring, moon in Virgo. So you want to be perfect so you can make people feel good all the time, but you won't, because you're critical. You're critical, you are discriminating, and it goes against who you really, really are. It's fun loving and really trying not to deal with all the emotional stuff that comes up. And then the Libra on the front trying to be the mediator. My point to you, sweetie pie face, is to find some water in your chart that can make you, allow you to not only define your fuck ups and your imperfections, but to feel through them and to forgive yourself through them and to forgive everybody else through them so you can get to the party quicker. Once you can go through the emotions, you can get to the party and feel good about it and know that everybody else feels good about it because you went through the emotions. That's all I want to say. Don't dismiss it. Don't dismiss it. Please and very please. I hope that helped you. I don't have time to talk about too much more, but yeah, that's about that. We're going to end this thing by reading one little card real quick. Not unless there's some questions that need to be addressed. It pops up on the thing on either feed, Instagram or YouTube. We usually pull it up on the phone, but since Instagram is on my phone right now, I'm going to utilize my deck. That's literally about to disintegrate, y'all. I've had these cards for 26 years, and they're like, lady, can you retire us? I feel like they're about to break every time I shuffle them. They're old, but they got some good juju on it. Good juju. I hope that helped you, sweetie pie, and I hope it helped everybody here on YouTube too. With any whatchamacallits. Oh, look at Shelly with a Cancer sun, a moon in Aquarius, and a Cancer rising, your sensitive self. I love that you are sensitive with that Cancer energy, but then you have that Aquarius moon that helps you to be detached a little bit, at least every Tuesday. Every Tuesday and Thursday, you get a little bit detached. Not my monkeys, not my show. That helps. I just had to look on that. I comment on that real quick. Anyway, are y'all good? No questions? Okay, let's roll. Last card. This is the card for the week, y'all. Vibration that we're going to send out there for everybody. Great Mother, Father, God. All right. This is it. Boom. Oh, again? I think this was like, if it wasn't last week, it was the week before. Burdens again. We need to drop these burdens again. More burdens to drop again. Come on, y'all. Instagram didn't see this, not unless you was over on YouTube at that time. But the message is repeating. I'm just saying, I'm just going to go with whatever it is they tell me to go with. Hey, Nafan, how you doing? Dropping these burdens, y'all. I guess we need another reminder. All right, hold on. Let me pick the page because my book is falling apart. So I need two hands. Burdens. What burdens you need to drop, y'all? And I say probably it's incredibly appropriate on some level too, because we are going through these massive changes in a way, and the changes are helping us to literally cut the dead corn, man. Like cut the fat, get rid of the grease, get rid of these people and these situations and these and not only that, not only the people and the situations, but the character flaws that we have. The things that we are doing our best to like deny and run away from, and the addictions that we have, the attachments that we have to certain things and certain ways of being. I know I do for one. I'm lamenting a whole other, that's a whole conversation. But the bottom line is, as we grow, as we shift, as we evolve, there are things in our lives that are just not working for us any longer. Y'all notice that? Hi, Dad. How you doing? Oh, my mother and father is on here. I don't know if my mother's still on here. How you doing, Salim? I love you too. Y'all notice that though? Y'all notice how when, like, when you are in those evolutionary spaces and stages, like sometimes you can get a little sad about switching your identity because now you're like, now what I'm going to do? I'm so used to doing X, Y, and Z. I know I'm supposed to go into this new space and in this new way of being and this new life that I'm living. But what if I want to have fun? And what if I want to do this? How am I do that if that is going? Of course, the answer is we're going to adopt a new way and learn a new way. But in the middle of the ripping of sorts, it's so unknown and it can be a little scary and dare I say, it can leave you sad when you drop these burdens because these burdens become you. They become a part of you. So maybe that's why we have this as another reminder because we had this card 2 weeks ago. Okay, when we carry a load of shoulds and shouldn'ts imposed on us by others, we become this ragged, struggling figure trying to make his way uphill. Go faster, try harder, reach the top, shouts the foolish tyrant he carries on his shoulder, while the tyrant himself is crowned with an imperious rooster. If life these days feel like a struggle from the cradle to the grave, it could be time to shrug your shoulders and see what it feels like to walk without these characters on your back. You have your own mountains to conquer, your own dreams to fulfill, but you will never have the energy to pursue them until you release them from all you release yourself from all expectations you have gathered from others but now think are your own. Chances are they exist only in your mind, but that doesn't mean that they can't weigh you down. So it's time to lighten up and send them on their way. Ashe, Aho, Amen. I pray this helps you and you remember to be the source. That just popped out. You are the source. This is all about you, boo-boos. This is all about you, the beginning and the end. That sun, that sun, that sun. Again, I hope this helped you. On Instagram, if y'all resonated with this information, please come on over to YouTube and subscribe. I will not be on Instagram always, right? But I will always be on YouTube at Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. Please, please, and very please join our family, join our village over there, and subscribe so you can get notified as to when your girl is on. I come on Mondays and Fridays. And thank you for joining us today. And as always, thank you, village. Thank y'all for being here. RJ is in the place. You slipped on in. What up, honey bun? What's going on? Marlene is here and Miss Pearson is here. Oh, thank y'all for rolling on in. I appreciate that. Now it's time to go. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. If you have any quick questions, please slide them in as I'm saying adios. Carla Vega, what up? What up with the hearts? Much love to you, sweet Libra. You welcome, Ashley. Give your mama a big old kiss for me, please, and very please. We are out now. Enjoy yourself today. Whatever you are doing with your family and your friends, or you just kicking back, watching movies and scratching your booty, that's good too. That's productive. We need to rest. Rest is incredibly, incredibly underrated. We need to get our sleep, y'all. So if that's what you do, have a good time and dream the incredible dreams, okay? So we can bring that into reality. It's time to manifest that thing. Mwah. Love you all. Love you all. Love you all. Be good to yourself. All right. Bye.